Just wanted to give a update for what's happening here in Serving Partners in Iowa City. Um, was trying to set up in a meeting to get together, but I think when I came down to it, it felt pretty clear that I have invitations and updates to give versus like what will we meet about. I feel like I want to invite us to meet with specific strategic uh, reasoning. So I just think that like I'd like to start by giving kind of an update. So first off, I'm doing good. Praise the Lord. I think like my blood sugars have been under control quite a bit, and I'm thankful to God for that because I was able to get some new medication, and that actually has helped with my control of my sugars and of my blood and stuff like that. And I'm experiencing normal levels of blood sugars before I was even a diabetic. So thanking God about that, really for that, and yeah, just really thankful to God about that. Kids are doing great. Jaden is in high school. She's in fifth grade, and they're moving along, in their classes. Just finished a theirs with makeup and stuff in the theater, and they just had a big play, so that was really cool. And Rachel and I got to see that. And JT is into a lot of musical instruments, and so we by the well, I should say beginning of December, he'll be in a in an orchestra. They finished up soccer season a little bit early ago, so things are going all right. And Rachel and I celebrated 16 years uh, of our wedding anniversary last month. So we're enjoying that, continue to move forward. But a couple of things that I wanted to communicate to you that'd be a good focus. And one of those is kind of what is the ministry going to take? What is Serving Partners going to look like here in Iowa City? Uh, what does it look like to serve Marines? And then kind of what my ask will be for you all and stuff. And so I've spent a lot of time recently, both substitute teaching in the school districts, even considered different jobs and stuff in this past season, things that maybe I could do that would um, align with some of the things that I'm doing with, but maybe calling. Uh, and when it came down to it, I realized that like one of the things I've been searching for, and maybe you guys have been searching for, this is a really authentic expression of church or Jesus community in the community. Rachel and I visited a lot of churches, and uh, or as to say, we've been going around visiting different churches, but just looking for a place where is the spirit alive? Are people alive and engaged in different things, and are they engaged in the community and wanting to see things transformed in the community? And very few churches feels like that's the case. A lot of them are trying to be self-protecting, trying to stay alive. Uh, and I just think that I hadn't seen, every time I go through this, just a thriving, multicultural community of people following Jesus. There's a couple of places that look well for that, but it doesn't it just feels like that's missing. Um, so as I've been sitting with, I guess this is a community organizing organization, this is a church. I think what I feel most convicted about is starting kind of a spiritual community, uh, more or less a house church. It was very similar to some of the stuff I was doing with Koinonia a year ago in our home. That I think I just feel like I want to give a full effort to engage in that, and not just as this is just a community group on the side. That it is actually an expression of a church, a house church, even if it starts in my home. And I've had a lot of different people who were interested in what a Jesus community could look like. And so I feel that conviction in my heart, and that beginning January 1st, start doing it. So, but leading up into that, there's a couple of events that I'm hoping that you guys would consider coming out to. One is that, around Thanksgiving time, wanting to have a kind of a game night, a friends giving uh, game night experience, or invite people over. Probably is that wouldn't be surprised if it would be that Black Friday after that, just to host a game night at home and to hear more vision and talk about what it could look like to do some things in our space and stuff. Begin to invite people to consider doing that. The other event would be kind of a Christmas themed worship night, or just kind of have some Christmas activities, maybe tell the story of Jesus coming, being born and stuff, having some fun stuff for the kids and stuff where we can do, some carols, some Christmas songs, and um, maybe we're making some cookies together and stuff. Um, just kind of those marks that kind of like what it could look like to gather together. I'm also considering a kind of Bible study that can be done uh, on location in East Side Iowa City, kind of an open place where we can kind of talk about things and um, definitely thinking about this local pub where that can be at. It's been a pla- place of really good conversation, really engaged and interesting conversation. Kind of open to the community and engaging with that. But that's a thought that I'm just sitting with. But the two events, the probably the game night and in game night and Thanksgiving, uh, and then the worship night, the Christmas worship night in December, which would lead to launching Jesus Community Experience in January. So would love for you to be a part of that. The other thing that I would love for you to consider is that like it's still a really big part of my heart that serving the least. You see what's happening in our country and stuff like that. There's a lot of forgetting about the pain that's being put towards the least. Um, and so there's a couple of ways that I think that that can be done. Just in past September, there's a Welcome Weekend Fest for people who are in marginalized and infant spaces within the community. I got to help out with organizing efforts to gather people together to love on them in the community. One of the things I felt like it missed though as well, it's not just welcoming immigrants, uh, but welcoming local minorities as well, Black, Latino, Asian American communities, and wanting to do something about that. And with the organization I was in Compassion, I was given the opportunity to kind of help lead up the efforts on the Saturday. It's usually a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Saturday, I'll be building a team to kind of begin to think about what efforts can we do uh, to create welcome in the Eastside community. And so I'll be putting that team together, and we start from the beginning of the year to start thinking about what are some authentic things that we can do. There's some things that's already done, like a rummage sale and a garage sale. But we have vision for how we get people all around Eastern Iowa to commit to doing a garage sale uh, in our um, in our community and donating some of the proceeds of that to some of the welcoming efforts that we can do in our community. Uh, the two currently the two different places that I'm looking at is that there's a local youth basketball team that creates opportunities for kids to kind of be, learn some skills efforts, kids within our community that are coming together, um, wanting to kind of love and support them. And it takes a lot of resources for them to raise funds to do tournaments and stuff like that, and wanting to help out with that. The other group is a Latino church in the community that, you know, Latino communities are some of the groups that have been that have been challenged so much by both our administration, just feeling welcome. A lot of people feel stuck at home and afraid to actually be out. And so, how do we strategically create welcome for them? so want to partner with that church, and they're definitely one of the people who, for that Saturday, they're using resources gathered together for that. So I'm putting together a team to help us begin to think about how do you create welcome in Eastside, I would say, which would be an incarnation out of uh, both the efforts of what it means to be a house church and Jesus community, Lebanon community, but also beginning to listen and to love on others in the community as well. So those are the things I want to share with you, and I wanted to ask you directly, right? One, would you be willing to join um, my planning team, my planning committee for our Welcome Weekend Fest? That welcome is going to be happening in September of 2026. I think it's like the 10th or 11th or something like that, around that time. I'd love for you to be a part of that, bring your ideas and stuff to actually be able to put that together. And the second thing is that like I would be like want you to consider coming out to my house church. Um, that we will begin. You're probably like, what day is it going to be on? I think it's going to be on Sunday. Is the day that we'll do it. Um, Either Sunday or Wednesday. Trying to sit between the two. If Wednesday becomes a time where actually we're doing some in the community efforts like game nights and stuff like that, or Sunday being that time. Part of which I'm thinking like not a Sunday morning, but Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening type of thing that we can actually do within our community, which hopefully won't interrupt too many things that people would be wanting to do. So, would you be willing to come out to my house church? Don't know the name completely of it yet. The last name I have, Rachel said, sounded horrible. So we're not going to go with that. Uh, but maybe you could be a part of helping what that church's name uh, could be and stuff. Uh, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. And uh, in our chat box, please, would love to hear your thoughts about this. And if you're interested in any one of those things, whether that's the welcome committee or this time with the house church, let me know. And look forward to chatting more in our chat. All right, take care.